All right. Welcome, everybody. It is October 19th, and a couple of things. I think what I'd like to do today is let's just go around quick, and you guys just share, is there something that you want to talk about today? Let's try to do it so we give everybody enough time. I definitely want to talk about ISA for Life and still managing that. Let me see where we're at with members now. We're still at 3,600 people in that group, so we're getting better. We're getting people out of there, but if the goal is to close it by December, we still have a long way to go. So I want to chat about that. Hi, Lori. Hi, Jody.
Hi.
And then I want to talk about HHP a little bit too. So let's just go around. We'll do the Hollywood Square thing. I see Jessie first. Do you mind sharing, Jess?
As far as what I want to talk about?
Yeah, is there anything special you want to talk about today? Any questions you have?
No, those two topics seem great to talk about. The one thing I've been concerned with, which I shared with you yesterday, is I noticed that some people are welcoming, potentials to the HHP page, but it's going on a few days. And I've noticed where welcome videos are not posted. So I'm not quite sure where people are falling through the cracks, but I have noticed that some people that are being added are falling through the cracks.
Okay. All right. Tara, how about you?
I think the things that you had said, the transition, and then also specifically regarding HHP, what about last week, like when people are adding people, that whole situation. I think we just need to come to some sort of, it's a learning process. So we need to all come to an agreement, or some, whatever, just some understanding.
Okay. All right. Lisa.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add. I've been slowly, removing my people, still doing that. I had a little glitch last week, and all the people that I removed were still there, which was really weird. It happened for a couple of days. So I had to go back and over 50 people, I had to go back and do it again.
Oh
and I logged out, came back in, they still showed up. So, and actually someone, I forget who it was now, someone commented on the same thing. They had the same problem. So you might want to double check the people you are removing are removed, because mine weren't for some reason. I don't know what was happening, but
I had it, Lisa, I removed it and then it confirmed, it asked you to confirm.
Right.
And then it looked like it was still there. But then if I went back later, it really wasn't there, even though it.
That's what it was doing initially. But then I had a period of 2 days where it was doing something wacky, and those people actually were still there. So I don't know. So I've been slowly removing them and adding them to the HHP page. But one question I did have, the people that you're all removing, are you automatically adding them or waiting for them to say, hey, can you add me?
I'm having a discussion with them or messaging them. I'm not just popping them in there without them knowing about the group.
Yeah.
But I don't want to, they have to have a home. So I'm trying to have a conversation with them. I'm sending, I can't remember if it was Tiffany that posted it or maybe Kelly, but it was a long explanation with a Periscope video. And I've kind of been copying and pasting that and giving it to people and letting them know what's going on, so that I'm not just throwing them into HHP and hoping they read it,
Yeah, I had a little short message, Lisa. I put depending, some people who were there, I just said, okay, and we're deleting this, and I'm going to add you to this page. And they were like, oh, great. And some other people that maybe hadn't done a little bit, I said, would that be okay? And
Yeah, some people I know, they're just dabblers or whatever. I'm waiting for them to just say something. I'm not going to bother. But the other ones that are more active, those ones I'll be asking. But the other issue, I've had a couple people say that, they will miss it when it goes away. Like when it goes away eventually, will leaders still have access? So for instance, like one of my leaders, or I should say executives maybe, because they wanted to post a file that they found, and I know all the files haven't been moved, and it would take a while to move a lot of the files, and people can go in and move files whenever they want. But that was one concern of one of my managers, because she wanted to grab one of the articles from ISA for Life that wasn't on there, and she goes, that's definitely something I'm going to miss. So I said, well, you can take articles anytime you want. She goes, well, it doesn't always, sometimes a post will will remind me like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that on Ice for Life. I'm going to go grab that. And then they're just nervous about not having access to some of those files that, you know, come up every now and then that we do go. Like I even access my old page that I used to have from day one, because I remember posting some things there that, or certain, not necessarily a file, but a post that I remember, because you can do the search. So that was just some concerns a couple of my leaders had.
Yeah, and
when the page goes away, like, will it really go away, or will executives will it still be sitting out there that maybe we can go in and search for some things if we need to, you know?
I mean, I'm not opposed to leaving all of us on there. I mean, I can certainly do that. My goal was to get the files all transferred over, only for our sake. I mean, to me, it is so much to have all these groups and trying to stay on top of it. So my thought was, if bit by bit you guys could help us, we'll clean it up, we'll get everybody moved over. Bit by bit we get the files moved over. Then we can, you know, the only thing that happens with the group is you delete everyone out of it, and when I'm left standing, then I opt out, then the group is gone.
Right,
so,
right.
You know, I can leave us in as long as I need to until we get everything transferred over. And
yeah. Like I said, just my page I know is still active because it's not necessarily files, but like I said, sometimes there's posts that I remember people posting and they're like, oh, that was a great post. Let me go and do a search. Obviously, you can't move things like that. So I'm glad I never got rid of my old page because I can go back in and access it. So that was just something, again, like I said, one of my leaders brought up. So
yeah, I mean, that's a good point. What do you guys think about that? Is that something you'd like to, you know, keep that just for us?
I would say, sorry. I would say, why not leave it up? What we can delete it in January if nobody ever goes there. We can delete it in March, or we can delete it next January. It gives us options.
You can also set it that nobody can post.
Yeah, because that would be a pain with people posting. Yeah, so
because I know that Erica and whatever the name of the group was that Erica and Lisa and I had done before, I do the same thing. I still access some of that stuff, but that way, you know, nobody else can post in that group. They realize that it's not an active group, but it's just kind of like reference for us.
Right.
Hey, could we do this, Lisa? Would this help, like for that really great post? Next time you go search for it, can you just grab it and then post it on HHP? So then slowly but surely, some of those great posts of yours and Susan's and everybody else's will eventually end up over there and will be searchable there too.
Yeah, I mean, it only comes up when it comes up, like if there's a certain time. I forget what this post was even about. Actually, the one particular post was the whole PV2 thing, and she goes, "I know it was an article printed on you know, why we shouldn't have it," and so she went and grabbed that. So yeah, I mean, if there's a certain post, yeah, I don't certainly, but sometimes it only pops up when there's a certain instance that calls for it, you know. So, but absolutely, I don't mind doing that. So.
Okay, well, let's just keep going as planned, and you know, we'll just get it to the point where you know, the masterminds are all left in there to get whatever we need out of it for as long as we need. When we're done with it, we'll close it completely. I mean, I'm totally fine with that. Everybody else okay with that?
So are we not going to be, we're not going to be supporting in there? What?
The goal, I don't know who said this, if it was Lori, somebody said, when someone posted, people are asking for question, please help. When someone's doing that, we need to refer them to HHP. So like, I've been private messaging people when I see it. Hey, are you in HHP? Go there for your product coaching. And I'm private messaging them, but you know, there's 3,600 people. I can't private message everyone. So, you know, like you and I were talking earlier, Sue, maybe you could share what you were saying. You know, if each of us just keep going, getting our own people, and then 20 more people a day or something, trying to, you know, you had a couple good thoughts.
Well, I mean, I just thought if we all went in and you know, because everybody's not going in and taking people off. So therefore, I even see people being added in there, you know, and so we just have to figure it out. And if we're going to move them over for product support, I mean, you know, I think HHP is a lot more product support and a lot more activity than ISA for Life ever was. I think a lot of people are, it's like, it just, you go in there, it's just got a different feel to it. You know, you just feel like, wow, you know, I want to be here. But I'm thinking that, you know, if 20 of us or however many people that really truly participate in this group say, well, I'll go in and I'll move 10 people, a day. But we have to figure out if they're financially linked, we have to figure out if they're active. I mean, I went in and moved a bunch of my people over. So,
Right, you can only move your friends over. So it's not, if you're not friends with that person, with someone, you can't add them to the other page.
Right. But
You
I just
can
don't
delete
see
them,
the
but you
group
can't add
getting,
them.
Maybe there's a point where we just, I don't know. It's a lot. I just feel there's a lot going on with all the different things, and that's just one more place. And either we keep adding content and supporting and making it a great place to be, or we just, like Kelly said, make it so you can't post there, and maybe put a message. Maybe I know pinning stuff is always kind of hard, but maybe like the cover page could say, we've moved.
That's a good
contact
idea.
your sponsor.
Good idea.
That's a really good idea.
And then and people can't post there. I don't know that we're necessarily like ready to do that today, but I get concerned. I don't know, when they're adding people. And Randy wants to say something.
Because I leaned forward.
Yeah.
And I'm just going on that, Susan, that I just went onto the page and I mean, if there was something posted a while back about moving, it's not visible because there's so much traffic on that page.
It's pinned. I pinned it again because
No one sees pinned posts.
I know.
No.
See, I
On your phone,
unpinned
you
it.
don't see a pinned post.
I
So
unpinned
it's
it
almost
for a while, and then it went all the way down. Nobody was commenting on it, so I pinned it back up again because I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna do this.
And
I
that's
think
the
that's
whole
probably
thing
like
is
the
it's
cover
almost a
photo.
daily event where you've got to post it again or repost it to let people know, hey, we're moving. And you can actually go in there as an administrator and stop people from posting on the site.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Maybe
Well,
what we
I
should
don't
do
think that's a bad idea.
is
and
give
say,
a date.
And just say, hey, if you want information, let's go to the other page.
I
And
think,
just-
Susan, you had a great idea by putting it on the cover photo.
Yeah.
Right, just a big
Yeah.
design that says, we are moving as of November 15th. You will no longer be able to post in this group. No one will be able to post. If you are, an active participant in Cindy Walters' downline, then we have a place for you.
And I think the banner's a good place because then you don't have to worry about posts.
Right.
And
And then
just
they
put a
should
big,
just need
you know,
to
we've
be
moved.
referred. Right. They just need to be referred to then whoever put
Right.
them on there, whoever is a friend.
What's the
that
date
can add
we're
them to the
moving?
other page.
What's our moving date?
Well, we wanted it closed down by the end of the year for sure.
Why not pick November 15th? You've got a month then. And maybe sooner. Get it going. I mean,
What if
there's
we
no
say
reason
November
it's that long.
15th? Right. And
Why even
then,
that long, Susan?
Yeah, why give them
is
that
it
long? I agree. Make it
That's why I'm saying you can do it sooner.
Monday.
Why not
Make it
November
November
1st?
1st.
well, this is the thing. All right. So but we've got to allow people to be able to contact somebody. So they say, I want to be on HHP. So I'm all fine with doing it for tomorrow. I just want to be able to give the people that are there, 3,600 people.
When you say
enough
November
time.
1st, yeah.
Right, but 3,600 people aren't posting, right? So what if we each sort of take turns or whatever, watch ISA for Life, and anyone who's making a post, like a question or a statement or whatever, we need to just make a comment in there that we're closing this page down, so can you please make this comment on whatever. If you're not on that page yet, please contact the person who put you on this page and they'll move you over. So, because there are plenty of people I know on there that probably are doing absolutely nothing. They're not doing the system anymore. They're not doing whatever. But if anyone who is doing it are the people that are asking questions or posting comments, those are the ones I think we really need to key in on and make sure that they can ask those same questions on HHP, right?
Okay. Who wants to design the banner that says, we are moving? Tanya? All right. Tanya, thank you.
Thanks,
So let's-
Tanya.
Let's pick a date. Let's pick a date. If do you guys think November 1st? Because it's like a nice round
2
number.
weeks. Yeah, I mean, that's a reasonable, it's like almost exactly 2 weeks.
It's a great date.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
And
your
then
birthday?
Kelly had a really good idea. I don't know if it was Kelly's or Kelly via Erica or what, but we could also put that in Hootsuite so it's posted live every single day.
That's right.
Hallelujah. Okay.
Yeah.
Duh.
So
All right. So let's do that. So you know what, Tanya? Do you have Hootsuite?
Yes.
So why don't you change the banner and then take that banner picture and every day post it on Hootsuite. So it's going to keep coming up on the page. And why don't you put it in Masterminds just so we can all look at it, make sure we haven't missed anything. And as you know, we don't need every single person to give it the green light, but as soon as several people see it, whatever, we'll just put it on there.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yes, that's good.
thank you, Tanya, very much.
Thanks.
All right.
Hey, you guys, this is Lori. Can I mention something?
Please.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
When I did this, granted, I had a much smaller team page of less than 1,000 for this transition when I, decided to let go of my team page and just put them on HHP. And it really wasn't a big deal. I feel like this is the most overthought conversation I've ever listened to, but all you have to do is when they're asking a question, which really didn't happen too often, is similar to what Tara said. Hey, are you on HHP? This group is going to be deleted. And then I tagged their enrolling sponsor or whoever enrolled them, which at this point, I guess the way you're doing it, they may not be there anymore. I didn't delete people from my page. I just left a post and then later also made a video of where we were moving. I had hardly any things. I mean, every once in a while there's a person posting that wasn't paying attention. Now I do have less people, but if you're just consistent about that, I really think it'll just seamlessly go that way without feeling like you have to delete everyone, which you're welcome to delete, but that's all I was going to say about that. A video might not be a bad idea because people tend to watch videos more. And the other thing that I suggest, I guess the reason I did a video is because I explained what HHP was, not in immense detail of like global executives, but I did explain the fact that it is different because we do have prospects there too. And people who are interested in learning more about isogenics. So we are there to support you and answer questions, but we do really try to keep it as positive as possible all the time because we do have inquiring minds that are looking into this program. So I felt like that helped. I think that a lot of people that are going over there, I guess I contacted a leader over the weekend because of a post that her team member had up. And it wasn't really wrong, but it was pretty, descriptive in a downward, I don't know. Some people could have seen it as a slightly offensive. I didn't delete it. But she said, she probably doesn't even know that this page works a little differently. She was just moved over from ISA for Life. I said, that's a really good point. She probably has no idea that there are prospects there. So I think that we could address that on ISA for Life, whether it's in the verbiage of the post that gets bumped up or in a video or whatever, and that might keep a little more of the, I almost puke, the strawberry shake makes me puke. What do you guys do with it? Things like that. I don't mind supporting people, but, I think we could keep those on the down low. The other thing I noticed is that those kind of comments bring everyone and their dog out to comment on. Anytime someone has a negative reaction to a product, I think everyone's trying to be supportive, obviously, but it gets resolved 1,500 times in a row and the post goes all the way up and it's usually the first 15. So those are just kind of the couple of things that were on my mind that might help us keep those situations on the down low.
Yeah.
And when I see posts like that, I try and add a ton of education so that it gets moved down, but it keeps getting pumped up because that's what people like to comment on.
One of the main reasons I felt like deleting people from ISA for Life was the way to go was because there's a lot of non-team members in there. So I have been deleting anyone that I know for sure is a non-team member, but there's a lot of people I don't know for sure. And with 3,600 people in there still, I don't have time to just get on my tree and search for everybody's name. So I thought if we can start by everybody taking care of your own, making sure they're there, have them delete themselves out. That's step number one. Definitely, I love the banner idea, putting that into Hootsuite every day. That'll help. I love messaging people that are posting and telling them, hey, we're moving. And a video is a great idea. So I'm all for that too. So that's awesome. Awesome.
I wanted to touch on that note about the deleting people. Personally, I don't think it's necessary that you're going to shut down the page anyway.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Just tell the people, post on your team page, like in our case, our team page, it's going to be closing. And the banner that Tanya's going to create in the daily post is going to take care of it. And if they don't want to be involved, they're not going to be involved anyway. If they want to be involved, they're going to ask, how do I get on HHP?
Mm-hmm. Or do what, like we also, another thought as we were talking about this, I was thinking the whole thing about setting it up so that people can't post. So then you don't really need to delete them if they can't post. Right. So
right.
I mean, that's another solution too.
Yep. Do it both.
All right. So I'll set it up in my calendar on November 1st. I'll make it so people can't post any longer, correct?
Yeah. Well, I thought we were going to delete the page then, or close it.
They were talking about keeping the page open so you can grab important information from the past page. You kind of came in late.
I love the lover's quarrel. Go for it.
Not a quarrel.
I'm kidding. I think you're adorable.
It's very interesting to have two heads here working together, or
How's
not.
that retirement going, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to say that was quite entertaining.
Yeah, Chris,
You guys are going to teach the rest of us how it's done.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does anybody have team members from like maybe when you first started that are no longer active, that you don't necessarily want to work with anymore? What are you doing with those people that are on ISA for life? Are you even messaging them or just letting them
We're disposing of their bodies.
Okay.
Delete.
Because there's a couple people that I do not want to work with them in the future. So, we get to pick who we want to work with. So
I know a farm, isn't it in Ohio where we can dump bodies? It's a really big farm.
No, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Or they've got to be organic though. But this is the other thing too.
you're on the same page of that. So that's
we just can't have any artificial fertilizer. But but what I found when I was contacting people that have not been on my team for a long time, I'm like reviving the dead.
Oh yeah, no, those people, but there's some people I don't want to talk to again. Yeah.
I understand, but like I'm loving doing it because I think it's like a great way to reach out and get people, started again.
Oh,
I was surprised at how many people said, like, I thought they were going to say, no, don't add me. And they were like, oh, that's great.
Yeah. Oh, no,
I was very surprised.
I agree. There's a lot of people it's revived, which I'm loving.
Another opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, and here's something to think about, though. This maybe gets back to your point, Jesse, about people falling through the cracks. Some of these people who are revived are maybe seeing the welcome messages, haven't seen the whole protocol, and are just welcoming friends, possibly.
I think no matter how much...
That's not bad or good. It's just what it is.
I think we're going to run into that, I mean, as many rules as we have, it's compliance and all that, everybody is just, there's going to be somebody.
Can I say something about compliance?
Sure.
How come none of the other pages follow the rules? How come the ISA Mastermind page doesn't follow the rules? I mean, there are other pages that are more higher level than we are with many, many ISA millionaires on it, and they don't follow the rules. And I really think this is my thing. It has to be fair. It's really hard for me to say, and I do, but it's really hard for me to say to my people, you've got to follow the rules, where everywhere they turn around in all the other sites, nobody else ever is.
Because we know we're doing the right thing. And the company is going to crack down on those pages. Believe me, the company is going to crack down on them, and they might even shut them down. So I don't want that to happen to our page, because it's, I think,
I agree.
Happen.
I agree.
So, just because they're doing it doesn't mean that we should do it.
I have noticed though that in the ISA testimonials page, they are getting better there. Like I don't see when I go there to get transformation pictures to use myself, and when I'm looking, the majority of the ones that I had just looked at a couple days ago, I was shocked actually that they were compliant. There wasn't weight and date. I'm not saying I still see tons of other associates, but I'm totally with. I want to do the right thing no matter what.
You know what's kind of ironic, actually, Lori brought this to my, Olson brought this to my attention, that one of our, the motto is to free people from physical and financial pain, yet we can't use pain. That's not compliant. So that's kind of ironic. We can't use that word, but it's right in, plastered everywhere. So.
Discomfort. We free people from financial discomfort.
Tell them that. You tell Jim and Kathy that.
All right, Lori, are you the 605 number?
Yeah.
Hitting the mute.
Okay.
Can you just hear me?
I was trying to see if it was you that was making the background noise, so it was me muting you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I keep thinking I'm hitting my own mute button, but maybe I'm not.
I was trying to figure out where the background noise was coming from, so that was me.
Here, let me try again. Let me try again and see if my own mute, because it's easier for me to keep track if I'm muted. Hold on.
Okay. Okay, I don't hear anything.
He's muted.
Someone's typing.
All right, that's Tara. I could recognize her typing anywhere.
All right. Anyone else have anything they want to share?
Are we just on ISA for Life, or are we moving on?
We got to move on.
Okay. All right. I just want to touch quickly on our 30-day program. I know that we said we're going to do this 30-day program. I actually have had people enrolled. I coach all my people. I'm not worried about that. But I think since we put it out there, that there should be something. Somebody mentioned that there's 30 days. Was it Lori Tiffany? That that Erica had something for each day. I don't think it has to be crazy, but I think that maybe we should pick like a one graphic.
Right.
One graphic that every single day the graphic gets used and something gets put in there. And only, we can all just, even in the Masterminds group, say, hey, I'll do, who's doing tomorrow, whatever, just something. And it can be just rah-rah even, great job, you're on day 10, you're probably feeling blah, blah, blah. Are we going to follow the 2 shake days, 2 cleanse days, 5 shake days, 2 cleanse days, and sort of let people know if this doesn't work for you, but this is kind of how we're doing it. But I mean, I feel like we should do something and not anything so crazy that we're like, oh gosh, I don't want to do that again anytime soon.
Yeah,
I agree, because we kind of throw out these team cleanses, challenges, and then I finally, this is like the first one that I have a lot of people doing a reset that were, have fallen off in the past, but are really, on board to do a reset. And they're like, what's going on? What do we need to do? And that's why I kind of, yesterday, I think I bumped up that or added that post with that graphic, say who's doing their reset or starting tomorrow is their, new day one, just to kind of get it going on there, because I know some of my people were starting doing a reset and just I'm doing the daily coaching emails for them and the normal coaching, but I think it is good to kind of have something. I agree though, it should be in that same post so it's not everywhere all over the page.
Well, I mean, but a new post every day with the same graphic, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, so people are familiar with that graphic. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's the team cleanse graphic. You know what I mean? Let's look for the tips, the daily tips or something.
Right, but so it would be essentially on there for 30 days. So there'd be 30 times. Where did you go? 30 times. We moved around. 30 times, right? Is that right?
I mean, I don't know. Do we want to say day one? Like technically today is day one. I mean,
right.
I mean, if you have all the posts already created, it's really not a lot of work, because that's even something Hootsuite. Oh, you can't do that in Hootsuite because you want to add it to the same post or graphic, I guess. So forget that. But if we have it all in a file, we can say, hey, I can do the first week or first few days or whatever. I mean.
Well, or the thing, do we have all the posts day to day?
I think so, don't we? I think, was it Lori, I think, I don't know if
Lori
she's
also posted that Erica sent them
Hey,
to
yeah,
her.
I got
But
it.
I mean, Erica, she started
Lori, I
last night and did like with action items, like, and she used the graphic that she designed, and it said like, you know, for day 1, take your measurements, enroll in the Isobody challenge. So I think just use that same graphic and just do a post every day
Okay.
if you want to.
So is Erica planning on doing that?
Every day?
I don't think she's planning to do every single day, but she did one last night just as like, let's get everybody started.
Okay. So what do you guys think we should do?
Well, if you don't know what Erica is doing, how do you keep from duplicating?
Well, she's, I guess, I don't know if she's sending it to her own people, but we can just
I
add
have-
something what was that? Is that Lori?
This is Lori. I have the document. I did it last year for New Year, New You, and she gave it to me. So we have all the posts.
Yeah, so we can
I can just put it in the ISA Mastermind group and divvy up days and copy and paste. You might have to revise it a little because it has exact days, exact. Like this is day 1, January 19th, it might say, or whatever. But you'd have to take that out. But yeah, and then you could just, I don't know, copy and pasting into the same image underneath for a big long thread isn't a bad idea. So then people, if they want to reset, they could go back to it, I guess.
So you're
on
saying
a different day.
Don't do a post every day. You're saying just keep commenting in the same post day after day?
That's what I would do. I don't know. What does everyone else think? I think that we should just add on to that post and put day 1, colon, blah, blah, blah.
But then if people are posting in there and asking questions, it's like.
I would do a separate one each day if we have all the information, like Lori's saying, for when we do.
They lose them though. It's so confusing. They don't find them and see them, and they won't get a notification if we're all doing it differently. Like when Erica used to do those in ISA for Life, it was like totally confusing to me. I was like, I'd be lucky to find those posts. So yes, I know people, I mean, this is just my opinion, I don't care what people do, but I know people will comment in between, but that's okay. I think. Then in between, they keep scrolling down, it'll be the next one, and so forth.
I mean, that could be a huge long 30 days of posting content. I just want to make it friendly for the people. And then maybe if they're seeing a new post, but like I say, if we use the same, I'm trying to find what Erica.
It shouldn't be a lot of work if we're just copying and pasting and dumping it on the page. That's like I'll do this week. I don't care. That's fine. I mean, that's as long as we have a graphic.
Of course.
I'll post day 1 through 5. I mean, I don't mind doing that. So it's all
you
copy.
could yeah, if you use the same graphic, just leave the fat behind every single day and do a new post, then we could teach people that they can search. If they're like, I just started today, how do I find day 1? Or maybe we should educate them. Hey, if you just jumped in,
Scroll
you can
back
go
up.
to the search. Yeah, you can search for the day 1, post and day 2, etc. to follow. I mean, I think it would take some coaching too before you just start posting, letting them know to look for this image every day. And
well, you know how we can search. You know how we can search in there? Maybe if we just use the key, 30-day challenge, and then so they could easily, and we'll tell people search for, I don't know, whatever, hashtag 30-day, whatever it might be, something simple. They can put it in their search bar and it's just going to come up and they'll find it easily.
Just put down 30-day challenge day 1, 30-day challenge day 2, and you can search that way. And I think that would be a lot easier than having one humongous post.
I think the hashtag's an extra good idea. Put the hashtag in so they could also pull all of them up. Fall 2015 challenge, 30-day challenge or something.
All right. So you'll post the document from Erica in the mastermind group, Lori?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do that and talk there and, figure it out. If it's, no big deal for each of us just to take a few days, however we want to do that. I mean, whatever you guys want to do. But I think it's important too because.
Today, right?
Starting today. Yeah.
So do you want to just use the pick the poster, you know, that's the one Erica used yesterday.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
I think that if we do this, then when we do it again, we'll have more people jump in because they see something happening that they don't want to miss, that they actually would want to participate in later.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. And I know we're already over a little bit. I feel like we have to discuss what happened last week. We're not rehashing the whole situation. So if those of you that might not know what went on last week, there was a situation, and we just want to talk about HHP moving forward and everyone being very comfortable putting a prospect in there. I think the rules are already stated in the description. I think that's where they are. I'm not sure. You guys can tell me, but basically we want to make sure that if for example, I invite someone to the HHP group, it's a prospect of mine, and say they get in there and they are really attracted to Sue. They love what she posts. They love how positive she is, and they contact her and they want to be enrolled by her. You know, the right thing to do would be for her to say, who invited you to the group? That's who you go back to. That's who you enroll with. So with what happened last week, there's definite division on two sides of the story. So that's why I don't want to get into rehashing it, because there's a side that feels like it had nothing to do with HHP and a side that thinks it had everything to do with HHP. So I don't want to rehash it because I definitely, it got out of control with negativity on the Mastermind group the other night. But what I want to make sure of is that we're all on the same page with if someone comes to me and they want to enroll with me and I know they're in the HHP group and I didn't invite them there, there's no way I'm going to take it any further. I'm going to say, who invited you to the HHP group? Get on and look, and I'm going to refer them back. I'll tell them, I'll still support them, I'll still help them, they'll see my posts, I'll be coaching and supporting them too, but I'm not going to personally work with them because this is the way our team does the HHP group. That you enroll with the person who brought you to the group, and I will still support you. So let's just chat a little bit about that. If anyone has anything they need to share, add, without rehashing it, please.
No, I think that's the way to go. I think you're still going to have a problem going with some people who will say, well, I don't want to go with them for whatever reason. And then, you just have to work it out with the other leader and say, hey, listen, this is what's happening. And you just try to be civil. I mean, we're all grown-ups here, I think.
Yeah.
Amen, Randy. That's exactly what has to happen. I've had this happen. I mean, someone comes to me or came to someone else saying they wanted to enroll with them. I added them to the it was way more HHP related than this other situation ever was. I was not going to tell her she had to enroll with me. She wanted to enroll with someone else. I'm not going to tell her she has to enroll with me.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that is also, the person that she had wanted to enroll with also came to me going, oh, I felt so bad. I know you're doing. I said, it's fine. It is up to her. And I support her. We're all going to be in the group. We're all friends. She feels more comfortable confiding in you because you have a closer relationship. That is the right thing to do.
Well, Lori, so my question is, and that particular example that you're explaining sounds like, okay, so, I added someone, but then it turns out that their really good friend or a friend, whatever, is an isogenics representative or whatever, even if they're on so if they're on HHP. And yes, that makes total sense for, oh my gosh, your friend Susie Q is also great. You should go with her. But I think Cindy's example where she said, wow, this woman, Susan, is making these amazing posts. I want to go with her instead. And there was no previous relationship, then that's not okay. Because then people are going to be afraid to add someone that if they think that their personal posts aren't as, thought-provoking or, exciting or energetic or whatever, and then they could just opt to go with anyone on that page. And I think that was the whole purpose that we said no, that was not going to happen. People don't need to be afraid to add people to the page.
Well, I think that's why, Cindy said, that refer them back and have them work that out. And I don't, I think it's all doable.
It's not going to happen. That kind of stuff is,
we're playing this up in our heads too much.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's actually in our admin checklist. I mean, it says on there, no poaching, you will be deleted from the page, no questions asked.
Right, but that's not poaching. So my question, Tiffany, is, all right, so like I said, if somebody adds someone and
Right.
they're seeing you're putting out these awesome recipes, okay? So you're not going after someone, which would be determined poaching. But if they're saying, wow, I really like all Tiffany's recipe posts and everything, I want to enroll with her, not the person who
I would still,
to me,
to me, it's still poaching. I mean, I don't know. I just don't.
I agree. I agree it is, but that's not necessarily the definition of poaching, where poaching would be you going after someone. So that's, I think, where the difference lies. Do we allow people, do we just say no matter what, so-and-so, thank you so much that you love my posts. I appreciate that, and everybody is here to help. But so-and-so added you to this page, and you really should, you need to be, enrolling with them. Don't worry, I'm still going to be supporting you just as much, but, that's the way, because we all invite people who are not yet, enrolled with Isogenics, and we all are one team, and we're all giving to each other. That's why you're seeing all these great posts from everyone, and you will continue to see these great posts. But to do the right thing, you need to enroll with the person who added you to this page, because otherwise they would not have ever seen, your awesome recipe posts.
Here's a good one, and I actually contacted Lori Olson about this because someone messaged me and said, "Can you give me more information about the program?" And I said, "Sure." Like, I didn't even really know where they were coming from, and they found me from HHP. And I said, "Oh, well, who added you?" And she gave me the person's name who I didn't even know. And then I put them on to see a search to see if they were on my team. And then I contacted Lori and I said, "Well, what do I do here? I can't figure out, who this person is." Well, anyway, so finally I found the person, I messaged her, and I said, "Hey, you added so-and-so to the group," and they're messaging me. Because I said, "Oh, has your person given you, any help?" She said, "No." So it's like, I think like in this group here, we're not going to run into that. But, we're talking like the people that we're talking about, like are people that might not really be all that engaged. So say someone who's, I have people that are adding people that are not even, they've never enrolled anyone yet. They're just brand new. They're excited. They want to put people in the group. So, their people are, who knows? Like, oh gosh, I'm on here going here. We just have to, I don't know. I just don't like, I like everybody to get along. I'm a Libra, I like balance and harmony. And I just want to be able to be sure that everybody can put people in here, and it's not a matter of, oh gosh, because I don't post a ton in there. And then, say Tiffany posts all the time, and it's like, who's this Tiffany? Wow, she's a dynamo. I want to go with her. You know what I mean? I know you wouldn't, Tiffany. You would find out, well, who is this for? And like Lori, her example that she just gave, it was a friend, they knew, that kind of stuff. That's happened to me without HH. I get that. It's just a matter of we're putting people that that people don't even really know. There's not a real common, so now we put them in here. I don't know. It just, I feel like it's a little foggy. The edges are a little blurry here.
Well, I'm
Right, not for us or our types, but those people, the newer people.
Yeah, but I'm thinking realistically, if somebody is going to somebody, so if it's the situation where someone sees that somebody's posting a lot and they see them as a leader and they decide, hey, I would like to, enroll with them, that person is pretty active, and I would hope it would probably be somebody that knows you don't do that. You refer them back to the other person. It's not going to be a dabbler that doesn't know how to use the HHP page. I just don't see how often that would really happen.
Yeah, I don't see that ever happening.
Right.
I think once again you guys are overthinking this whole thing. Take it case by case basis. It's not going to happen that often, and we can work with it. We'll find out what's happening between the people. I mean, and I'm sure you've all done complete presentations, worked with people for weeks, and all of a sudden I see a box of Isogenics on their doorstep and I never signed them up. So it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But
Right, but Randy, I think the whole purpose of trying to this call is, you know, you can't really deal with it on a case-by-case basis because once you know about it, it's probably already done.
And it may be, but, you know, we just reemphasize every once in a while that, you know, hey, you know, let's work with the people that we bring on board. You know, they're not your people. And, you know, we can talk to our team members and reemphasize that point. But, you know, I don't know what you can do beyond that.
Yeah.
I really think you're just overthinking it.
I agree. I don't think you can really set a rule, you know, here's what it has to be, period. I mean, it's case by case because there's always going to be something different that comes up. So I just don't think we can come to a decision on, do we need to add a new rule on how we do it? It's just not, we can't.
So Lisa, are you saying it's okay that if somebody's on the page and then contacts you, you know that you didn't add them, that it's okay that they enroll with you?
Well, no, every situation is different though.
If you were added to the page by somebody different and then you ended up being best friends with somebody on the page, I don't know, that might be a different case. And
well, that's right.
And that's when you work as adults, you know?
Yeah, as, you know, if they're friends, whatever. But I think it's more the people. It's not us, and it's not even the people who are not on masterminds but are really working toward that. It's not those people. But there are other people that are adding some things on the page, that are commenting, whatever, and somebody else, look, because it might be, because maybe, oh, I see that you're in this location. You know, I didn't know you before, but you're in the next town over from me. So if somebody is not involved in this business at all, I mean, I don't know how many of us have local monthly meetings, actual physical meetings or whatever. Like, really, does it really matter, you know, where they live? But a person might not realize that that isn't important. So if I'm added by someone who is, you know, just is making posts, but is not a mastermind, you know, not an executive or not even someone who's working the business, but there are some other people, okay, hey, you're in the next town over, I'd like to enroll with you instead. That person is, you know, the existing associate, whatever, it may not know the protocol and may not ask one of us either, depending on who her, you know, sponsor.
It may happen, but once again, I think, you know, first take care of your individual teams and pass that suggestion, recommendation, rule, whatever you want to call it, onto your own team so that they're familiar with it. And it's going to slip through. Somebody's not going to get the word. And, you know, if that's the case, then once again, you know, we'll deal with it as best as we can. But I don't think you can sit there and say, okay, hard and fast, you can't do this.
No. Kelly, are you trying to say something?
Yes. It is ultimately up to that person what they want to decide to do. This happens to me all of the time. There is a soon-to-be Isogenics millionaire that lives 20 minutes from me, and people that I'm friends with, and people that I talk to all the time. Like Randy said, I see their picture on Facebook of they're into their skinny jeans, and there is nothing when it's a situation of poaching, then absolutely we will deal with that. But if somebody, you know, if they go with somebody else, then it was their choice. I didn't click with them, or, you know, whatever their choice is, there's a distinct difference in that than if someone is, you know, poaching on the team, or somebody, you know, oh, I want to go with you because I like your like, there's definitely a difference. And there's, you know, everything that Randy is saying, I totally agree. There's just no.
So Kelly,
no way you're ever.
I'm just trying to see the difference. So are you saying that? So if you add someone and they decide to go with Erica instead because of whatever, that's cool with you?
I have had people that choose to go that exact situation. That I've had people from my Tastefully Simple team that have gone with Erica.
Right. But my question is, we are specifically talking about HHP. So they would not have known about HHP or this whole big group if you didn't add them. And I have to say that this conversation makes me nervous to tell them that I don't want to add anyone that's long distance from me anymore, because you know what? Because then they might say, well, I'm closer to this person. Well, why would I jeopardize that? It doesn't necessarily mean, you know, obviously you're not going out on the street and randomly saying, hey, can I add you to this page? Like just walking down the street. If I'm adding someone, it's because I've met them. I've asked them if I could add them to the page. There is some connection there. This is not a...
But Tara,
you know,
it's the same thing I'm talking about, where I've got people who's my next door neighbor who ended up going with somebody else. And, you know, it's just the way
Andy,
it goes.
we're
It's
talking
the law
about
of
this
abundance
page.
that we're trying to deal with here. You know, it's going to happen. You can't
Randy, we're
protect
talking about this
everybody
page,
from
and I don't
going
even know.
with someone else.
Randy, have you added anyone to this page yet?
No.
Okay.
And one of the reasons I haven't is because you guys are still trying to figure out how to run it. And you run problems like this where you guys get all upset and wrapped around the axle about little things. And I think this is a little thing. You're going to have maybe
This is why
one or
we
two
need
people
guys in
where
the
you're going to
group.
lose.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Can I jump in and just say something here? I think part of this is some of our potential enrollees don't understand how this works.
Right.
And there's a million different people that they can get isogenics from, and they have no idea that it matters. Whether they sign up under Cindy, Susan, or Lori. So they just say, okay, somebody posts something and they get excited, and that's the thing. And they say, I want to do it. I'm going to do it with you. So on the front end, I think we all need to be a little bit more proactive in selling ourselves at the front end. You know, talking about what I bring to the table, not just all about the products, but what do I bring to the table? Now, that's not going to avoid the problem altogether, because still my person's going to go on and see something really great from Lisa and maybe jump over to Lisa. But in the end, I can't control that. I can let her know that distance doesn't matter, that this is what I do, and I coach all these people, and this is why you should go with me. I mean, before there's even another person in the mix, so it doesn't seem like you're playing sour grapes. So I think that's part of it too. Now, again, we all know to do this, as we're taking our brand new people who just signed up and they want to get their products paid for, it becomes a more difficult conversation for those people. But they can get isogenics anywhere. You've got to tell them hi.
Okay, this is Lori. This is Lori. I have one last thing to say. I'm totally on board with, again, Andy. Hi, Andy. Randy and Lisa and Kelly. It has nothing. You know what? Let's just put it this way. We have so many mutual friends in Tastefully Simple before HHP ever existed. We all know people who have decided to enroll with one person or another. Maybe it was the relationship that they had. Maybe it was the conversations they had. Maybe it was the posts that they made. I really don't think it's the posts. I really think, I agree that it needs to be, the first protocol, whether someone messages you or they post on HHP, they want to get started. The first protocol, if you didn't add them, is to ask who added them. If they keep going back and forth that they want to enroll with you, like Randy said, it is a conversation and you figure it out the most ethical way. But what it comes down to is our job to culture the relationships with the people that we add to the group. And if you're not doing that and we're not doing it very well, that would be probably the main reason. People, I think 99% of people know it matters to the person talking to them who they enroll with. People know that I want them to enroll with me. If that's not clear, that's crazy, So if you're not close, it is all about relationships here. I really, really, really think the fear of people going with someone else just because of a post and their activity in HHP is crazy, and goes back to what Tiffany said. Those are people that do the ethical thing anyway. But the fear I'm hearing here is what actually is scaring me. Don't be afraid. I mean, it's just going to happen no matter what, and it is about your relationship with the person. And they're going to feel comfortable with you because you are the person who cultures that relationship. Whether it's, and you need to remind all of your people, it is true. Those that post the most make the most. So if you're too busy to be posting on HHP, maybe that's not the best tool for you to be sponsoring people.
Wait, but
that's what it's for.
we're not talking about this group. I think our concern are the people who, you know, the newbies that are adding people or the newbies that are on there, whatever. We know that if anybody comes to one of us, then that is going to be a normal conversation.
I still think they'll go back to the person because they have a relationship with the person. And I still coach my new people. You need to be posting too. I do tell them that.
And I
put something in there and you be interacting.
How many people have we had this happen to since you started?
Exactly.
What, 6 months that this page has been here? Is this happened one time that we know of?
I think we're spending a lot of time on something that is rarely going to happen. It's like worrying about if you're going to get in a car accident because there was a car accident down the street. I mean, I'm not going to not go drive my car just because there was a car accident down the street. It's the same kind of concept. It might happen every so often, but I think the majority of it, let's focus on the positive. 99% of people are good.
Okay.
Right.
And, you know, we have gone on an hour now, and, you know, it was something I felt like the elephant in the room. We had to bring it out. We had to discuss it. We don't all have to agree. And that's the thing that, you know, as masterminds, you know, we're not all going to agree on every single thing, but what we can agree on is we have a ton of really great leaders who are always going to do the right thing. You can clearly know if you invite someone to that group and they're attracted to me, I am never going to enroll them if you invited them to that group. I'm just not going to. And if problems arise, we need to be able to rationally come together and discuss it without getting angry. And like Lynette and Paul say, the emotion has to be taken out of it because, you know, last week it just got a little emotional, a little heated. And, you know, so many people were just sitting back watching going, whoa. And Randy and Jody are probably saying, yeah, I'm glad I'm not in there right now.
No.
Yeah. So I just think, you know, we can just have to end at some point here, this discussion. We're never going to come to a complete answer on it, but let's just agree that, you know, leaders go first. We're going to always do the best that we can and make the best decisions that are best for the people involved. Ultimately, it is the person's, you know, choice if they want to enroll with us or not. We hope that they'll be educated enough and will have that relationship with us that they'll make the right choice. But, you know, when it's all said and done, we have to play nice and get along and do.
And it's training. I mean, that's our ultimate job, is to train our team, and hopefully our team is training their teams.
Right. All right. Well, people are dropping like flies here, so we will end for this week.
On that note, everyone needs to go and order their pumpkin shakes. I've gotten texts for people ordering cases of canisters.
Oh my, yeah.
Awesome.
Are you guys able to get on? I'm not able to get on. I've been
They
trying all
ordered
morning.
it. I got the message as soon as we got this call at 12:30. I got a message from a team member saying I just ordered 12 canisters.
All right.
If you can't get on the website, use your ISA order app. That's what I did. And I got right in and
ISA order.
ISA order
Okay.
app. Yep.
All right. Thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Well, everybody have a good week, and we will get on the 30-day post. I think we need to do something with that, and we'll get on that. If Lori, you can get that posted for us, that'd be great. And thank you, Tanya, for agreeing to do the border.
Of course.
And we'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.